A strong mind is crucial for success in life. It's like a hidden power that keeps you going even when things get tough. Mental strength helps you solve problems, stick to your goals, and face challenges, especially when talent and skill aren't enough. This video explores key ideas in Stoicism and how they relate to 10 habits that can weaken your mind. By learning and applying these teachings, we can begin to strengthen our minds and become more resilient. Habit number 1. A victim mentality. A victim mentality is like being trapped in a cage of our own making, where we believe the world is against us and that we are powerless to change our circumstances. This mindset is a heavy chain that weighs us down, causing us to focus on blame and excuses rather than solutions and growth. When we constantly see ourselves as victims, we start to view challenges as insurmountable obstacles and life as something that happens to us rather than something we have control over. This mentality can become a self-fulfilling prophecy, where our belief in our own powerlessness prevents us from taking action or seeking opportunities. It keeps us stuck in a cycle of negativity and hopelessness, making it difficult to see the possibilities for change and improvement. The fear of failure or rejection often looms large, holding us back from pursuing our goals or dreams. To overcome a victim mentality, we can turn to the teachings of Stoicism. One key idea is taking responsibility for our own thoughts and actions. Stoicism encourages us to focus on what we can control, our own responses, attitudes, and efforts, rather than dwelling on what we cannot control, such as the actions of others or external events. By shifting our focus to our own agency, we can start to see ourselves as active participants in our lives, capable of making choices and effecting change. Stoicism also teaches the importance of resilience and acceptance. Life will always have its challenges and setbacks, but by adopting a Stoic mindset, we can learn to face these difficulties with courage and grace. Instead of seeing ourselves as victims of circumstance, we can embrace the idea that adversity is an opportunity for growth and self-improvement. With this perspective, we empower ourselves to break free from the chains of a victim mentality and move toward a life of purpose, strength, and resilience. Habit number 2. A negative mindset. A negative mindset is like a dark cloud that blocks the light of our inner happiness. It weakens our minds by casting a shadow over everything in our lives. Constantly focusing on the bad things makes us miss out on the good around us, like wearing dark glasses that make everything look dim. If we're always thinking negatively, we start to believe that everything is bad and success and happiness seem impossible. This mindset becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy, influencing our actions and decisions. We may become afraid to take risks or try new things because we convince ourselves they'll fail. To overcome a negative mindset, we can turn to Stoicism. One important idea is mindfulness, which involves paying attention to our thoughts without judgment. Instead of letting negative thoughts take over, we can acknowledge them and choose to focus on the positive. It's like sweeping away clouds to let the sun shine through. Stoicism also encourages the practice of loving kindness, where we direct warm and positive thoughts toward ourselves and others. Gradually, we shift from negativity to a more compassionate and positive outlook. The concept of impermanence in Stoicism teaches us that everything changes. The bad times will pass, just as the good ones do. Understanding this helps us face challenges with a more resilient mindset, knowing that difficulties aren't permanent. By embracing these Stoic teachings, we empower ourselves to break free from negativity and build a positive and resilient mind. Habit number 3. Complaining about things outside your control. Complaining about things you can't control is like holding on to a hot coal. It only hurts you. This habit weakens the mind by focusing on what's wrong instead of finding solutions. It's like getting stuck in quicksand. The more we complain, the deeper we sink into negativity. Stoicism explains why this habit makes us mentally weak and offers ways to break free. When we complain, we often forget about impermanence, a key idea in Stoicism. Impermanence means everything changes. Complaining makes us think things will never get better, trapping us in discontent. We see challenges as permanent problems instead of temporary ones. To overcome the habit of complaining, we can practice acceptance, understanding that life has ups and downs and we can't control everything. Acceptance is like learning to dance in the rain instead of complaining about the storm. By accepting what we cannot change, we free ourselves from the burden of constant complaint. Stoicism also encourages us to focus on what we can control, like steering a boat in a storm. We may not control the weather, but we can navigate our vessel. By taking action where we have power, we move from passive complaining to active problem-solving. Another key practice in Stoicism is letting go, like releasing a balloon. We feel lighter when we let go of unnecessary burdens. Letting go doesn't mean giving up. It means releasing the grip on complaints and allowing space for positive change. By incorporating these Stoic principles, we learn to approach challenges with a balanced mind, accepting the impermanence of situations and focusing our efforts where we can make a difference. This liberates us from complaints and cultivates mental strength. Habit number 4. Blaming others for your problems. Blaming others for our problems is like trying to navigate a stormy sea by throwing the compass overboard. It leaves us directionless and powerless. This habit weakens the mind by shifting the responsibility for our lives onto others, like handing over the reins of a horse we should be guiding ourselves. When we blame others, it's as if we're standing still, pointing fingers while the world moves on without us. The more we blame, the more we anchor ourselves in a state of helplessness. It's like planting seeds of resentment in our minds, which grow into weeds that choke our ability to take charge of our lives. Stoicism teaches us that this habit is destructive because it disconnects us from our own power to shape our experiences. Contrast this with taking personal responsibility, which is like grabbing the steering wheel of your life and charting your own course. Instead of focusing on what others have done wrong, we turn our attention to what we can do right. This shift is empowering, transforming obstacles into opportunities for growth. By taking responsibility, we reclaim our agency and become active participants in our journey. Stoicism offers profound insights into why personal responsibility leads to growth. The Stoics believed in focusing on what is within our control, our thoughts, actions, and attitudes. By acknowledging our role in our problems, we align with this principle, freeing ourselves from the burden of blame and embracing the power to change. To make this shift, start by practicing self-reflection. When you catch yourself blaming others, pause and ask yourself what role you played in the situation. This doesn't mean excusing others' behavior, but rather recognizing where you have the power to make a difference. It's like turning a spotlight inward, illuminating the areas where you can grow. Forgiveness is another crucial step. Holding on to blame is like carrying a heavy sack of stones on your back. It weighs you down and keeps you from moving forward. By forgiving others and yourself, you set down that burden and free yourself to pursue your goals with renewed energy. By adopting a Stoic mindset and embracing personal responsibility, you break free from the chains of blame and step into a life of purpose and growth. Remember, the power to change your life lies not in the hands of others, but within you. When you take control of your own actions and decisions, you become the author of your own story. Number 5. Not expressing yourself. Not expressing yourself is like having a treasure chest, but keeping it locked away. This habit weakens the mind by stopping you from sharing your thoughts, feelings, and ideas with the world. It's like navigating a dark room without turning on the light. things become confusing and overwhelming. Stoicism helps us understand why this habit weakens us and how to break free. Expressing oneself authentically is vital for mental well-being in Stoicism. When we hold back our thoughts and emotions, it's like bottling up a fizzy drink. The pressure builds, and eventually it might explode, leading to stress, anxiety, or feeling overwhelmed. Stoicism encourages right speech, communicating with truth, kindness, and mindfulness. It's like planting seeds of positivity when we speak. Our words can grow into understanding and connection. By aligning our words with these principles, we build strong relationships. Mindfulness is also a valuable tool for overcoming the habit of not expressing oneself. It helps us become aware of our feelings and express them with clarity and compassion. Expression isn't just about words. Nonverbal communication like body language and gestures is also important. These unspoken expressions are like a secret language, conveying our thoughts and feelings even without words. By being aware of this, we enhance our ability to express ourselves authentically. Integrating these Stoic teachings into our lives shows that authentic expression not only liberates us, but also contributes to the well-being of those around us. It's like opening a window to let fresh air in. Expressing ourselves brings understanding and connection, building a resilient and empowered mind. Habit number 6, fantasizing instead of visualizing. Fantasizing instead of visualizing is like building sandcastles at low tide. They might be grand and beautiful, but they are soon washed away by the inevitable waves of reality. This habit weakens the mind by indulging in dreams that lack a solid foundation, like chasing after mirages that disappear the closer you get. When we fantasize, we disconnect from the present and create expectations that reality often can't fulfill, leaving us feeling disappointed and unfulfilled. In contrast, visualizing is like carefully laying the bricks of a sturdy home. You see the final structure in your mind, but you're also focused on the steps required to build it. Visualization is grounded in reality, where your goals are clear, achievable, and aligned with your values. It's the difference between dreaming about success and actively planning for it. Stoicism provides deep insights into why fantasizing can be harmful. The Stoics teach us to focus on what is within our control, and fantasies often involve scenarios that are beyond our reach or based on unrealistic expectations. This detachment from reality can lead to frustration and inaction as we become lost in wishful thinking rather than taking practical steps toward our goals. Visualization, on the other hand, is rooted in Stoic principles of right intention and right action. By visualizing, we set clear, realistic goals and chart a path to achieve them. It's like having a compass that points us in the right direction, helping us stay focused and motivated even when the journey is challenging. To shift from fantasizing to visualizing, start by grounding your goals in reality. Ask yourself what you truly want and what steps you can take to get there. Instead of dreaming about the end result, focus on the process. Break down your goals into actionable steps and visualize yourself completing each one. This approach turns your dreams into plans, giving you the power to make them a reality. When you notice yourself drifting into fantasy, bring your attention back to the present moment and your current goals. It's like putting on a pair of glasses that bring everything into sharp focus, helping you see clearly where you are and where you need to go. Finally, embrace the Stoic teaching of impermanence. Understand that life is constantly changing, and clinging to rigid fantasies can keep you stuck. Visualization allows you to adapt and grow, shaping your goals as you move forward. It's like riding a wave instead of trying to freeze the ocean. You flow with life's changes, making the most of every moment. Number 7. Neglecting personal relationships. Neglecting personal relationships is like letting a beautiful garden go untended. The flowers that once bloomed so vibrantly begin to wither, and the weeds of distance and misunderstanding take root. This habit weakens the mind and spirit by isolating us from the nourishment that strong connections provide, like a tree cut off from its roots. When we neglect our relationships, we miss out on the joy, support, and growth that come from meaningful connections with others. On the other hand, nurturing personal relationships is like regularly watering and caring for that garden. It allows the flowers of trust, love, and understanding to flourish, creating a vibrant, resilient bond that enriches both our lives and the lives of those we care about. Building and maintaining relationships requires effort, but the rewards are profound: stronger connections, deeper understanding, and a sense of belonging. Stoicism reminds us of the importance of relationships by emphasizing the interconnectedness of all people. The Stoics believed in the value of human connection, recognizing that we are social beings who thrive when we engage with others. Neglecting relationships can lead to loneliness, a lack of support, and a diminished sense of purpose, while investing in them fosters a sense of community, empathy, and mutual growth. To make the shift from neglect to nurturing, start by prioritizing the relationships in your life. Reach out to friends and family members regularly, even if it's just to check in. It's like planting seeds in the garden. You may not see immediate results, but over time, these small gestures will help your relationships grow and strengthen. By being present in your interactions, you show others that you value and respect them. It's like shining a light on the garden, allowing you to see the areas that need attention and care. When you listen actively, express appreciation, and offer support, you cultivate trust and deepen your connections. Additionally, Stoicism teaches us the importance of understanding and accepting others as they are. Recognize that everyone has their own challenges and perspectives, and approach your relationships with compassion and patience. This mindset is like enriching the soil in your garden, providing the nutrients needed for your relationships to thrive. Number 8. Living in the past. Living in the past is like trying to drive a car while only looking in the rearview mirror. We miss what's ahead and risk crashing. This habit weakens the mind by keeping us stuck in old memories and regrets, like carrying a heavy suitcase full of things we no longer need. Stoicism explains why this habit weakens us and offers ways to live more fully in the present. Dwelling on the past is often linked to unresolved emotions, like holding onto a rope that tethers us to what has already happened. This habit keeps us anchored in the past, unable to move forward. We may replay old mistakes, missed opportunities, or painful experiences, preventing us from embracing the present. The Stoic teaching of impermanence reminds us that everything changes, including our past. It's like watching the seasons change. No matter how much we hold on to summer, autumn will come. By accepting impermanence, we free ourselves from the grip of the past and allow ourselves to grow and move forward. Forgiveness is a crucial practice in overcoming the habit of living in the past. Forgiveness is like cutting the rope that holds us back. By forgiving others and ourselves, we release the burden of old grievances and create space for new experiences. Forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting. It means letting go of the hold the past has on us. Mindfulness also helps us stay grounded in the present. It's like a compass that keeps us oriented to the here and now. By practicing mindfulness, we can catch ourselves when we start to dwell on the past and gently guide our focus back to the present moment. Stoicism also teaches the importance of living with intention. When we set clear goals and focus on what we want to achieve, it's like setting a course for our journey. This forward-looking mindset helps us leave the past behind and move confidently toward our future. By incorporating these Stoic teachings into our lives, we can break free from the habit of living in the past. Number 9. Always wanting more. Always wanting more is like trying to fill a bottomless pit. The more you pour in, the more it consumes, leaving you perpetually unsatisfied. This habit weakens the mind by trapping you in a cycle of endless desire, like chasing a mirage that forever recedes into the distance. When we constantly crave more, whether it's wealth, possessions, or status, we lose sight of the abundance we already have, leading to feelings of emptiness and frustration. In contrast, practicing contentment is like tending to a wellspring that continuously provides fresh, clear water. Contentment allows you to appreciate what you have, filling your life with gratitude and peace. Instead of seeking fulfillment in external things, you find it within, turning your attention to the richness of your current experiences and relationships. Stoicism offers profound insights into why the habit of always wanting more is harmful. The Stoics taught that true happiness comes not from external possessions or achievements, but from within, from living in harmony with our values and accepting what we cannot change. When we focus on acquiring more, we are constantly looking outward, placing our happiness in the hands of things beyond our control. This leads to a restless mind and a sense of perpetual dissatisfaction. The positive counterpart, contentment, aligns with the Stoic principle of amor fati, loving one's fate. It's about embracing your current situation and finding joy in the present moment. This shift from desire to contentment is like moving from a stormy sea to a calm harbor, where you can anchor yourself in peace and fulfillment. To make this shift, start by practicing gratitude. Take time each day to reflect on what you have, rather than what you lack. It's like planting seeds of appreciation in your mind. Over time, these seeds grow into a deep sense of contentment and well-being. Number 10. Avoiding change. Avoiding change is like standing still while the river of life flows around us. We may stay dry, but we miss out on the journey. This habit weakens the mind by creating a fear of the unknown, like clinging to the shore instead of sailing into new waters. Stoicism helps us understand why avoiding change weakens us and how we can embrace change with courage. Change is a natural part of life, like the changing seasons or the growth of a tree. When we resist change, it's like trying to stop a river from flowing. We expend energy, but get nowhere. This habit weakens us because it keeps us stuck in old patterns and prevents us from growing. Stoicism teaches the concept of impermanence, reminding us that everything changes. By accepting this truth, we can let go of our resistance to change and embrace it as a natural part of life. It's like learning to ride the waves instead of fighting against them. We move with the flow of life.